Eldrad, destroyer of the barriers. Eldrad, saboteur, genocide, anarchy. Far away on Kastria, the wizened hand reached for the control that would trigger the capsule's self-destruct mechanism. Eldrad, sentenced to obliteration, the finger stabbed down. In the few seconds of life that remained to him, one thought filled the prisoner's mind. No. Eldrad must live. Eldrad must live. As the capsule disappeared in a soundless explosion, his massive body shattered into 1,000 fragments. Yet due to some freak of the blast, one part of him still survived. The right hand was flung free of the explosion. Down, down it spun until at last it buried itself deep into the primeval mud of the planet below. There it stayed for 150 million years. Chapter 1: The Fossil. The bare, rocky area was completely deserted, and for a very good reason. With a wheezing, groaning sound, a battered old blue police box appeared from nowhere. The door opened, and a very tall man stepped out. He wore loose, comfortable clothes with a tweedy bohemian look about them. The outfit was topped off with an immensely long scarf and a broad-brimmed soft hat jammed onto a tangle of curly hair. He stared about him with wide, curious eyes. The police box had landed in a rocky valley just beneath a cliff. The ground was littered with rubble, and the wind snatched up clouds of dust and swirled them through the air. A little apprehensively, the man glanced over his shoulder. "It's a bit windy, I'm afraid, Sarah." An attractive, dark-haired girl came out of the police box, adjusting the scarf in her hair. She looked disgustedly around her. "Earth," he says. "Earth for certain this time. Ha!" She folded her arms and glared fiercely at the tall man, who was that mysterious traveller through space and time known as the Doctor. Sarah Jane Smith had been his companion on a variety of terrifying adventures. Now she had decided that enough was enough and asked to be taken home. The Doctor was doing his best, but unfortunately the steering mechanism of the TARDIS was somewhat erratic, and previous arrivals had been in the wrong place and the wrong time. From the look of things, it had happened yet again. Sarah was beginning to feel that the planet Earth in the last quarter of the 20th century was the one place and time she was never going to see again. The Doctor, by contrast, was utterly confident, but then he always was. "Don't worry, Sarah, this is Earth, all right." This howling wilderness is Earth?" "That's right." "Unlike you, I happen to be a native of Earth, South Croydon, to be precise, which is where you said we'd arrive." Sarah looked at the rocky desolation about them. "I can tell you categorically, Doctor, this is not South Croydon." "Would you settle for the South Coast?" asked the Doctor hopefully. "South Coast? This isn't even Earth, I tell you." "Bet you a stick of rock." "Well, if it is Earth, it's the middle of the Gobi Desert." "It does look a little bleak," admitted the Doctor. "Perhaps the season hasn't started yet." Sarah was in no mood for jokes. "Come on, Doctor, where are we?" The Doctor picked up a chunk of rock. "Well, it isn't peppermint, and it doesn't say Southend all the way through. Jurassic limestone by the look of it. We appear to have landed in a quarry, Sarah. If we're lucky, we might find some interesting fossils." A man in donkey jacket and protective helmet appeared on the cliff top and stared in appalled surprise at the two figures below him. "Hey, you!" he yelled. "You two, look out! Get away from there!" The wind caught his words and snatched them away. The burly man's name was Tom Abbott, and he was foreman of the quarry's blasting crew. His safety record had been unblemished for 20 years, and he didn't intend to have it ruined now. He turned and ran back along the cliff edge. Over by the gate he could see Mike, his explosives engineer, crouched over his detonator.